Hey guys, it's Gabe here from Fly on the Line. Today we are going to be tying a woolly bugger. It's a wet fly. It's representing basically a leech. It works really well in lakes and deep, slow-moving rivers. So what size? I'm using a size 10 hook. It's a wet fly and nymph hook. I'm going to start out with some lead. It is 0.025. I like using this one. Some people use lighter. I like using this, or even heavier. So you're going to wrap up about to there, and then with your extra lead, you'll wrap here. You're gonna push them together because you want to make this is gonna be a fly used towards the bottom or in the middle of the river when underwater. So next we're gonna do is we're gonna take some wire cutters. We're gonna snip that right there. And this one. And that's about good. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take some olive thread. I like this thread because it's going to be green, and I'll do different variations of the bugger, this bugger. Okay, so you'll wrap in the front a little bit. You're going to wrap over the lead wire. You're going to go up and back a couple times. And then at the end, you'll wrap, and then you'll take your scissors, snip your line. Okay, so that secures your lead. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some olive Marabou quills, and I'm using an already cut blunt one that I made. You can also use this, which is a little bit more free-flowing and a little bit more pointy at the end. I like both. I like this a little bit better, though. I don't know why. It just works better for me. So I'm going to put it right there. So you'll want a big bushy tail, and so that'll be hanging off. Then you'll take your line, and you'll wrap it twice, and then you're just going to keep adjusting so this is pointing up. And this is going to be a longer fly video, by the way. This is a longer fly to tie. Okay. So we'll adjust that. That, I would say, it's about good. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty much secured in, and you'll see it's this big fluffy tail. I like it. Like that. So then you'll take your line, your scissors, and you're going to cut that. And you'll see there's this big fuzz at the end. And by the way, because this is a wet fly, you can just go crazy on the weight. Like, you can just wrap until you don't see anything else. And because the more weight, it's not really going to make any difference because it's thread. Okay. So you see we got this nice bushy tail. Next what we're going to do is we're going to grab some ultra wire. It's a gold color is what I'm using. We're going to snip off a piece, and we're going to tie it in And we're going to leave a bit hanging off the end like that. And we're going to tie all the way to the end of our olive color line that we wrapped up. And you'll see we have this extra bit hanging, and to secure it in, we'll bend it over one more time, face towards the quill, the olive marabou quill. Then we'll bend it over one more time and then wrap over that again. And that just secures it, just because most likely bigger trout are going to go for this fly, and it's going to be towards the bottom where there's a lot of rocks and stuff, and that'll kind of just destroy your fly. But if you have a strong fly, then you don't have to worry about that. Next, we are going to grab some Peacock Eye Sticks. These guys. And we're gonna take them out of the bag. And so we're gonna pick the bigger eye stick, which is like this. It's like about that big. And you'll grab, some people do 2, some people do 4. I do 2 to 4. I'm doing 4 in this video though, because I like how when you use 4, it gives you this bigger, just more bulky body, and it makes it a little bit more shiny for the fish. So you're going to line your peacock eye sticks up. And you can get these pre-pulled. I have them pre-pulled, but I personally don't like to use them. So you're going to take all 4, you're going to set them right along the your olive line that you've built up, covering up your marabou, the marabou quills. Okay, so now we have that hanging off the back. Next, we're going to take some olive saddle hackle. This is what it is. And so there's a big fuzzy part at the end, and we want the flies, we want the line to be a little, you want the hackle to be even. So we'll cut off all that fuzzy stuff, and we'll be left with this. And next, we're going to lay it on the side of our fly, and we'll tie it in just like hackle, except you can make the little barb I talked about in my past videos. Okay, so next you're going to take your hackle pliers. And what you're going to do is you're going to group these all together, holding them like this. And by the way, for smaller flies, do not use 4. This is for a bigger wet fly. So you'll hold them up like that with your hackle pliers, or just your fingers. For peacock curl, I recommend using hackle pliers, just because this stuff is really fragile. So you'll wrap, and this is going to make this shiny, more noticeable body to the fish. And you'll notice how fuzzy this is looking. And also, by the way, for when you do use peacock curl, don't pull too hard, because it's so fragile, it will break and like lickety split. So you'll tie that in, capture it. So you're going to take your scissors and just snip that. And so there you got your fuzzy body of your fly. Next, we are going to grab our hackle pliers again. We're going to go over our hackle. And so we're going to wrap evenly. And sometimes, if you notice, this hackle will get stuck together and it'll make it, because it's so webby. And if you get one like that, I'll show you in a sec, you can run your finger, you can like rub your fingers over it and it'll come undone and it'll work. So all hackle, all of the olive quills can be used because some of them are like super stuck together and they become really big. And so I have some bigger woolly boogers because of that. Okay, and so I broke that off, and then I'll pull it up. There you go. You got your fuzzy body of your fly. Next, you're gonna take your golden wire, and you're gonna grab your hackle pliers again. There's a lot of uses for hackle pliers in this video. Okay, there we go. Okay, and so just like hackle, you're going to go in between, except the wire is a little bit more challenging because it's so much more slippery in the hackle pliers. That's why some people actually, for this golden wire, I've used my fingers and I've used the hackle pliers. So you're going to go in between, and this is going to help capture your hackle and your peacock curl. Because they're so fragile, you're going to want something strong to hold them, and this will also add a little bit more weight, but not much. So, and I like to make a big tail. Some people make small tails on their fly right here. I like it big because it kind of conceals the hook a little bit better, in my opinion. And so that's about, we're at the front of our fly. Now we're gonna just capture that. Next, you'll take your scissors and you'll just snip your wire. That's about good. Next, so you'll see in the front of our fly, there's some extra hackles. You can just trim those that are just like I accidentally caught. You want to try not to catch those, but with some of these flies, it's like almost impossible not to. And so when you also, by the way, if you have your hackles all stuck together, just go like this for a little bit and just rub it up, and it'll unloosen. Or if you don't want to do that and just leave it as is, then when you throw it in the water, it should come undone. Okay, so this is representing a leech, as you can see. So it'll pull back and it makes it look all nice and fuzzy. Next, we're going to grab our half hitch slash whip finish tool. And we're going to do a couple half hitches. And do a couple, not much. Okay. Now we're going to do our whip finish. And with this, it's because the olive Marabou quills are so darn big and they pop out at the front, it's almost impossible not to catch a couple hackles in the middle in the process, like I just did. I try not to when doing this, but it's really hard. It's possible, but there's also the option of trimming. So we're gonna do our whip finish. I did not too many wraps because of the hackle. And so we'll take our scissors, we'll trim our line and our hackles in the front. Okay, now we'll grab our Sally Hansen. I'm gonna grab our bobbin, if I can find it. Here it is. So we'll grab our bobbin. You're gonna let it drip to that little dot, or pull back your hackle. Lay it on that, and you want a heavy head on your fly because this is going to be like that central weight that'll pull your fly along and also help it drop to the bottom. And so that'll soak in. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I know this is a long video on how to tie your woolly bugger. This is representing a leech for middle part of the streams and bottom of the stream and bottom of the lake. Thank you so much guys for watching. I really appreciate it.